Okay, today's video is going to be about Shadowhunters Season 2 and about Luke's new partner, Ollie. Okay, first of all, during these few episodes that's been going on during Season 2B of Shadowhunters, we were introduced to Luke's new partner, Ollie. And at this point, Ollie, she is sort of getting on my nerves. Like, Ollie is constantly trying to get into Luke's business. I'm like, bitch, who are you? Why are you so invested and interested in Luke's life, and especially the people in his life? Like, seriously. I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest, I actually find Ollie quite interesting because, like, at this point, we now perceive her as pretty much this mundane maybe. Like, I don't know. We don't know at this moment, but maybe. And we just, like, she's very, very nosy, and she's been, like, sort of going by Luke's, basically his Wolfpack hideout spot in Jade Wolf. And I'm like, oh, okay, bitch, why are you coming here? Like, seriously. And especially, I mean, like, in last night's episode, during this week's episode of Shadowhunters, like, she is, like, in Jade Wolf at Luke's place where werewolves meet. She's, like, with her girlfriend, Samantha. Yeah, LGBTQ plus representation. I love it, though. And she's just, like, casually having a little conversation with her girlfriend, and in Luke's place, well, Jade Wolf, and just being like, oh, just wanted to see you here out of all the restaurants. I'm like, bitch, in the show, you're in New York City. New York City. I mean, even though in the show it's actually filming in, like, Vancouver or Toronto or somewhere, but, like, it's trying to make it believe it's, like, New York, and I like it. Would I like it to literally film it in New York? I would, and I would love it. But, like, back to it again, like, I'm like, really, bitch? You choose this restaurant out of all the restaurants in this show's version of New York. Bitch, it's New York. There are millions and millions in restaurants in New York. Like, how many, I mean, even though New York is split into, like, how many places? Like, there's, like, Manhattan, Staten Island, Brooklyn. Like, if there's more to Manhattan, if there's more to New York than those three that I just mentioned, then, oh, okay, my bad. And I was like, but again, like, in this show's New York, there are millions of restaurants everywhere, and you basically chose the place that Luke casually goes to. Like, bitch, I don't understand. Like, what are you doing? But, like, oh my god. But, like, back to what I was saying. Like, Ollie, again, I do think she's interesting. She does give us more of the mundane side of things, human side of things. I mean, like, in the show, we sort of lost the sort of, like, human side of the shadow world since season 1. I mean, because Simon, he was mostly the mundane out of the entire main characters. He basically gave us that representation of the mundane world, while Clary is, like, starting to investigate the shadow world and rising up as a shadow hunter. And Simon was our only link to the human world, the mundane world. And since he became a vampire during season 1, he's, like, slowly diving more into the shadow world, and we're losing a little bit of less track of the human side. And that's why I like that they, like, bring this Ollie chick, which is an original character and not from the books. Like, she's this random new character who's, like, Luke's new partner, and she's the mundane side, and she's, like, figuring out the shadow world kind of quickly. I mean, she's catching on strange things, which is like, oh, okay. I'm like, wow, this bitch is like, I'm like, the girl, like, she needs to stop trying to bother in Luke's life. Like, really, like, this is the shadow world. This shit is dangerous. That world is dangerous. And Luke basically said it to Ollie like before she got encantoed, or like or this show's version of like compulsion, like the Vampire Diaries, how they mind control people. But like in this show's version is Encanto. They basically like mind control you to erase your memory and stuff like that. And Raphael did that, and and pretty much so she doesn't further on about knowing about the shadow world and stuff like that. And then again, this week's episode, she hid a video. She hid a slight camera in the back of the restaurant that she was there with her girlfriend visiting Luke's place or whatever. And like, I was like saying like, okay, bye, bitch, stop being nosy as fuck. And then showed it and they showed it like during the credits of the episode. I was like, what is that camera doing there? And it was like, oh my god, it's like this bitch is literally spying. And like I had theories before about this Ollie chick. And like I had like a few, well mostly just two. Like either like she was an internal affairs agent and she was ordered to investigate Luke or something like that. And I was very much convinced by that. Or like maybe if this show did something different and add in like, what if she's like a werewolf hunter? Because it'll be very interesting. I mean, compare and contrast the whole shadow world. I mean the Shadowhunters. I mean, Shadowhunters are basically the hunters of all pretty much demons, like, and evil downworlders. Like, downworlders, to some of you who don't know, and some who do, are like, like vampires, werewolves, fairies, warlocks, and stuff like that. Like, I was thinking, like they would show, like, a very human side of things. The mundane version of, like, their Shadowhunters was, I mean, pretty much, like, hunters. And I was like, maybe. But I did see this one theory that I saw under a video that I was just watching. And it was like, what if she's, like, a little spy working with, well, I forgot, it was the Proctos Lupus. Like, I mean, in the books, like, the Proctos Lupus is, like, a werewolf organization that pretty much help, like, new/rogue downworlders and stuff like that, and they basically try to take care of them and pretty much help manage them through the whole entire shadow world, like, pretty much stuff like that. And, like, I saw that theory on that in the comment under a video. I was like, ooh. And since in season 3 we're being introduced to the character of Jordan, who, in which by this week's episode, we found out is Maya's ex. And this could definitely play well in, like, maybe she is a spy for them or something like that. I mean, it'll be very interesting and I can't wait. And so, like, especially back to Ollie again, I'm like, and she's been confirmed that she will be appearing back in season 3. And I'm like, I'm very curious about what this character could bring to the show, and I actually can't wait to see it. I mean, yeah, I actually do find her character interesting. I mean, she might be slightly annoying, but still interesting, and I want to know more. Yeah, and pretty much, like, that concludes, like, how my thought process and theories about this character, Ollie, and what she might bring to the show. Like, again, like, I don't know if she's going to be a friend or a foe when she finds out everything that's going on. I mean, during this week's episode, she now knows that pretty much Luke and there's werewolves in Jade Wolf and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. Now I can't wait to see how she's going to do with this information. Like, is she going to blackmail Luke or something? Is she going to, like, find out more about the Shadow World? Because, like, like some people keep saying, like, nosy people, they can wind up getting killed. Because seriously. Because, well, majority of those people are mostly white people. But I'm not racist. I mean, like, again, like, that's mostly how, like, stereotypical it could be. Like, the Caucasian person, like, finds something very curious and always have to investigate some stuff. And, like, and it either winds up getting them killed or getting somebody else killed. So, again, like, I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with Ollie in the show, in Shadowhunters. And I actually can't wait. And, like, really, I really can't wait. So, pretty much, yes, that concludes this video about Ollie. If you have any comments or theories of your own about this, about Ollie, or either anything else in Shadowhunters, leave a comment down below and try to subscribe. Thanks.